Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Deus Vault. We have finally got back onto our 2-week schedules, and we have today Bailey as Oberon.
Cool.
We have Dylan as Zoyce.
Whoa!
And we have Milkshake as Abraham.
Hello, I just picked up then, but I don't think my mic is working properly.
Woo!
I'm having to shout to speak.
And we have Count Luca 1 as the GM.
Wow!
So it's weird. But yes, last session, the party used their pedalo to get into the middle of the lake and entered into where they were told the Helm of Domination was being kept. Swimming down, they found themselves swimming into murky and dark depths, and seemingly their whole environment seemed to be flipped around. It felt like a gravity has switched, whereas Zoy's lifted himself into a rock pool at the bottom of the lake. Standing there and watching Abraham and Oberon coming out of the pool, they found themselves in a dark chamber, multiple skeletons littering the floor, and on a pedestal they saw an orb with some, and around the room they saw some unlit lanterns. Picking up the orb as the challenger was poked to, Zoyce went in first, picking it up, and found himself looking at 5 doors. 2 doors each side of a main door in the middle. This main door in the middle requiring 5 orbs to be inserted. The party went through multiple trials, requiring combat, requiring wits, requiring a variety of elements. And in the end, as they got back to the main chamber, with both Oberon and Abraham seemingly becoming more aggressive and friendly at the same time, Zoyce was able to work out after a banishment that these were both doppelgangers.
I'm still mad that's what it took.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that bit. Zoyce dispatching them quite elegantly, putting the orbs into the door, was then presented with a room. Both Oberon and Abraham floating in 2 water-filled tanks, and a skeleton sitting on the other side of the room from him, in a chair wearing the Helm of Domination. Now, that's kind of where we leave off. I am going to put this onto another scene. Can anyone see anything here?
I can see your name over your cast.
I can see everything. It's like a. Do you want me to describe it?
Yes, if you
It's
could.
a T junction. I am at the bottom of the T, and at either end of the ends of the T are Abraham and Auburn in that order. At either end.
And here, what can you see, just out of curiosity?
What up there?
Yeah, here.
Nothing in the middle bit. There's like a blank space here. Up here, there's a dude sat in a chair.
Okay, sorry, I am trying to test out a functionality. That's why I just wanted to check.
No, that's fine.
It's hard for me to see what you guys can see, obviously.
Nah, that makes sense.
Okay. As you enter this chamber, you hear the voice you've been hearing throughout these tests speak again. You have worked out the need to trust your friends. You have worked out the sacrifices need to be a leader in war. You have bested your foes. You have even uh, been able to take out forts using your wits. Now, you must show your desire to protect your friends and complete this last trial. This, you do see the skeleton talking, sitting on a throne at the upper edge of the wall thing. But you do see, you suspect this might be kind of automated as a sentence. You think, of course, he's talking.
This message will repeat.
But you seem to become a bit more animated at the end. He seems to be looking at you.
Oh, okay.
I smell a stench of death warding off you. You are not one of my tribe.
So it's just
Why
gonna
are you
look
here?
around. So it's just like, huh? Me?
Yes, you. We had agreements with your tribes. You were not to come into this trials. These were trials for our own leadership, for our own desperation. This will mean war within the tribes you being here.
As far as I'm aware,
I
all the
will say,
tribes are dead.
just before people start worrying, Abraham and Oberon, you're not starting to drown yet. The water is basically just like below your chins. You're kind of like holding ground, essentially.
You see Abraham like trying his best to keep his head above water instead of sinking.
Also, you guys have no clue what's happened here. You guys swam into these like murky depths and have ended up in the tubes.
Oberon just looks really pissed off, just staring at Zoids.
Yeah,
So is this just gonna wave?
Abraham's literally doggy paddling, trying to keep his head above water because even though he's still got room for, he just keeps from sinking.
Yeah,
He's
Heavy old armor on.
it's very much a scenario of it is just like you know when you rest and the water kind of starts lapping into your mouth, kind of like you're that level.
Yeah, Abraham shitting himself.
Huh.
But yes, what are you saying to him, sorry?
I'm just gonna be like a. Really been out of touch with everything that's been going on. I don't even know which tribes you're on about, sir.
He does look confused. Well, as much as like a skeleton can look confused, really.
Nice.
He draws on the quizzical fucking eyebrow.
He's got like a marker pen ready to draw shit.
Wipes it off every time with like some fucking alcohol.
Oh my god.
Well, he will put it down. Let it be known. I cannot stop you from taking part in this trial, or the wars will continue. You have
Alright.
broken a peace, and you have doomed the goblin race.
All right. Jesus Christ. Let's just fucking start this thing then. Let's just get my buddies out of their little containment chambers.
Please step to the middle of the room.
Right. It's paused. I'm here.
So, one thing you notice as you're walking
Yeah.
is this is kind of just darkness. Like you can obviously see this is kind of very much a bridge. You are over things, and it's. I was showing this to Bailey yesterday. It's not come over very well on a accent wise. These, I don't know if you can see this kind of like looks like background information. Weirdly,
it looks like TV static.
yeah, those are all supposed to be spear points.
Oh. So if I zoom in loads, I can kind of see them better.
Yeah.
It's a big pit of spears.
Yes.
Okay.
You will be told, if you do not complete this trial in time, if you do not answer the correct things, you will be slowly dragged into this pit.
Wonderful.
And this is how. And as he says that, you don't hear it until after it happens. You feel stabbing into your shoulder a meat hook.
Ooh.
Doesn't cause any damage, but you feel it slightly pulling you back. Not massively, but you suspect it will be harder to walk.
I'm having
Well,
flashbacks to Dota. Pudge is just hanging around in the darkness.
You find yourself that it will be harder to walk with this meat hook kind of stabbing into you, essentially. Like it's kind of like, imagine it's like slightly pulling you back like a gear, essentially.
Is it like deep in my skin?
Yes.
Okay.
As
But I
it's
don't-
not actually causing you any physical damage.
I was
It's
gonna
just-
say I didn't
it's
take any
in you.
damage then.
No.
Okay. That's fine.
And to give some added what were you about to say?
No, you go, you go.
And to give the added risk, he raises his hand, and as he does, the waters submerge both Abraham and Oprah.
Oh.
Now, Abraham and Auburn, you will have been both subjected to the effects of anti-magic field while in this tank. In front of you, inside of your tanks, there is a button on the wall, which it carved into the glass above it. You see the words "Help him." I will give you the description of anti-magic field because it is literally that spell. 10-foot radius, doesn't really matter about that. The area is the force of magical energy that suffices the multiverse. Within the spell, fear, spells can't be cast, summon creatures disappear, and even magical items become mundane. Until the spell ends, the sphere moves as you centered on you. I believe there is one thing about it which might be interesting, which is the... Is it that? Spells or other magical effects, except by those created by an artifact or a deity, are suppressed within inner sphere and cannot protrude into it. So, the Eye of Arage is still active.
So you said the things that didn't work were spells and magic items.
Yes.
What about abilities that aren't spells?
Magical effects are still pressed.
Okay.
Sorry, my fucking voice. So yes, Zoys. We'll go into a turn-based thing just for the sake of movement and such here.
Christ, okay.
We're not going to do rolls or anything like that. You guys are basically all acting together, and then the room is going to act.
Are you able to give me vision on this map?
Oh. You should have vision.
You can see a big blank square.
Maybe refresh. You have all the vision I've given you. Oh, that's why I don't need to activate that. Give me a second. Does that work? Is that better?
Hang on, I'm refreshing.
Alright. Sorry. Do you two have vision? Abraham and Zeus?
Yeah,
I got full vision.
I can see his voice in front of me, and I can see Auburn in front of me, and then I can see the skeleton.
I think this has crashed my foundry. I now cannot load it.
Oh, fuck.
Hang on. Let me get the link again.
Thanks.
I can't log in because Bailey's logged in.
Oh, my
Okay,
boots.
okay,
mate.
okay.
Perfect. Katie now?
No.
Error. Yours.
Carry on. Someone might just have to share the screen for me. In the meantime,
Yeah.
taking it.
Oh.
It's sweet time.
Fucking weird.
What are you doing?
See that?
Enter.
No worries.
So, the skeleton waves to his left. No, he waves to his right. Sorry, I've got to fucking work at my left and rights into the context of fucking
It's
other
reversed,
ways.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm terrible at it normally, so it's not gonna be good.
Oh no.
Come on, I just saw the pilot plane meme just come in my head then.
Oh, what is that? Oh, Jim did close my Discord. There you go. What is that?
You see a man standing there, adorned in armor.
Wonderful.
He seems bloodied, and you think there are the corpses of his comrades standing around him. The skeleton says, "This man has been running from the enemy. He's injured and is moving slowly. He is close to getting back to home, but he suspects he might still be chased by the enemy. What should he do?"
Keep going?
You hear a slight disapproval from the skeleton, and you have 2 more hooks hooked into you.
Oh my god.
Your movement speed has now been reduced down to 15. But it was 30 to begin with, right? You've got 3 hooks.
Yeah.
So every hook is reduces your speed by 5.
Yeah, okay.
I like to click the button inside my tube.
Say again?
I like to click the button inside my tube.
You like to click the button. As everyone watches Abraham click the button, you see Abraham click it. Sweet. You feel the hooks are relieved from you.
Oh, I just give Abraham the nod.
But as you turn around to give Abraham the nod, you see a spear come from the bottom of the thing and stab through Abraham, dealing 15 damage.
Abraham just looks and looks as if nothing happened, as he uses stored endurance reaction.
I look at Abraham and I shake my head. And I look at Auburn and I point at him and I go, "Don't you fucking dare press that
Having
button!"
watched that, I reach into my pocket and I pull out some tools. And I'm gonna start trying to dismantle this thing in the bottom of my tube.
I will say, Abraham, can I have a Constitution saving throw, please?
What damage did you say that was? 12, 15?
That was yes.
15, so I got 9 plus 3, so I only take 2 damage.
Okay, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yep, 1 second, I just need to check on my thing if I have, my saving throws if they're fucked. Let me just find out, I can't remember. No, okay, saving throws fine. Constitution. Straight roll. Ooh.
That's a lot of constitution.
You are still fine,
Mhm.
and you feel as you are stabbed, your breath threatens to escape your lips, but you are able to hold it in.
Oh god.
6 seconds has passed.
Oh.
Oh, actually, Oberon, you were attempting to dismantle the mechanism at the bottom of your thing. Give me an investigation check just on this round to begin with.
Investigation. Bum, 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 26.
You're able to work out how to lift the grate that the spears are coming out of. Like by tinkering and such. I'll say that's where that is like left. You it's kind of locked and such, and that's you're able to like work out how the mechanism works, and you're able to lift it.
I'm very glad I didn't put my tinker's tools in my bag of holding.
Looks at it. I'll get it from my.
Put my hand in the
Fuck!
bag. Oh no.
God damn it!
In theory, I can't get in there because I can't speak, so. Regardless.
Oh yeah.
You do see the knight disappear at the end of the moment. You do have movement. You can do. Zois.
Where the fuck am I going to move to? Right, I'm going to go to Abraham. see if
All I'm
he's-
saying is you have movement.
Oh wait, hold on. I have to measure that. Hold on. 15. Am I back at the 30 or am I still at 15? Because they lessened.
You are back at 30.
Okay, I'm going to run over here.
It's very much
And-
the hooks that are preventing you from like moving because the chains are going to slightly dragging you back.
Sorry, I moved into the vial. Can I like try and smash the glass?
I can say you do that on a fresh turn if you desire.
Yeah, we'll try that.
You see at the start of the turn, the skeleton waves right. Waves left. Fuck it out, this is gonna be terrible. And you see 3 ghostly apparitions show up. He says to you, these 3 are beseeching your help. They all have their demands. They all have their requests. And he leaves it there. He doesn't say anything else.
I will ask them.
Please, my lord, an army of 100,000 is attacking our country. We
Yeah,
need you to
next.
help us.
Yeah, next. I ain't helping her. That shit.
The second one will turn to you. My lord, my child is sick with the plague. Can I bring him to the hospital to be cured? I do not have the money to do so.
Yeah, next.
You see, the third one was kind of cautious with the fact that he obviously got denied so quickly. My lord, my husband, the great warrior, has ridden forth to capture a fort in your name. He's not returned in a while, and I've been told he has great information which will be helpful to you.
Go on.
I fear he's been captured, taken captive, and I do not know what to do.
Okay. So the first one's been invaded by a literal butt ton of people. Second one just needs to get to a hospital, but in reality, I could probably just give her a healing potion. That'd save her the trouble. Third one has lost her husband. Well, I'm going to give a healing potion to the second one. Or offer a healing potion? I don't know. Yeah, I'll give her a healing potion
Okay.
and say that should help. The first one, they've been invaded, right?
Yes.
How many people are there? Is it just this one person's come to get my help, or is it
there's an entire fucking nation at my gates.
There is just one person to get your help.
All right, yeah, we agree. We'll send our people. Sod it. Why not? And then the last person will send out a search party.
Okay.
If I'm doing this right.
You feel 3 hooks clinging into you.
Oh, wonderful.
The skeleton will turn to you. You suspect that this skeleton is very much operating both of his own mind and of automation, if that makes
Sounds
any
like a
sense.
great dude.
As predicted by a child of death, you do not understand the intricacies of our order.
Evidently not.
You decide that you want to declare war on those who have 100,000 units, just to protect this one individual.
Damn fucking straight.
The result of that would be that your whole nation is annihilated. You are not a creature of war, are you?
No.
And second, while it's good aspirations to attempt to heal it yourself, a child is bringing a plague into your city. You have willingly let it. The child has been put to death and burnt
Oh.
to prevent the spread of the disease and more children and more people being ill. The third is correct. Send a search party out to assist, but what you need to do there is not save the person, prevent the information from being spread. Information is the most dangerous tool you have at your asset. This you should have learned from your previous trials.
Yes.
Okay. So, Abraham, what are you wanting to do? Are you still investigating your trap, Auburn?
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm
Give me
going
another investigation for now. Abraham?
I'm going to take the shield off my back, put it at the bottom, put it at the bottom where my feet is, where the spear came out of, and press the button again.
Sadly, it does not prevent the damage.
No, but I just like to think of Abraham trying.
But I will say,
I rate
you
this.
don't notice the shield take any damage.
Abraham is now confused.
Auburn.
Is this really happening?
I'm gonna use my flash of genius to add 4 to that because it doesn't appear to be a magical effect.
Yep, no, that's fine. I don't see that being a magical effect. Auburn, with your 15. You are looking at this trap, and it seems nonsensical. Like, it's not like, you'd expect there to be magic here. You'd expect that, it obviously can't be magic because you're in an anti-magic field, but you expect there to be a mechanical trap, is what I'm trying to say. But you look at it, and the spears just seem to be just, like, floating on the floor. Like, you kind of just, like, it just seems to be sitting there. There's no way that they're getting dragged up.
If I use a charge of my eye, give us a quick glimpse of true sight while I'm doing this, does it look any different?
As you do that, you don't see any spears. As you do that, you see the rock pool that Zoe saw at the beginning. You just see the floor of it.
Huh.
If you look around the room, you don't see any of this.
Interesting. Can I just try walking out of the tube?
Yeah, sure. You do it.
Well.
Ah, I'm just gonna look over and be like, "Thank you."
I didn't understand a word of what you just said.
Yeah. To everyone else, it looks like Oberon just walks out of pure glass.
Zolis is just gonna be like completely dumbfounded by this. He's like, "Whoa!"
You can see Aram just like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna turn to look back at Abraham because I'm still stood by the thing, and I'm just gonna nod at him like, "Try it."
I attempt to walk out the glass watching Oberon.
You're able to walk out the glass.
Hmm.
Can I breathe?
Yeah.
I take in a deep breath of air. And I kind of just say, what the hell is going on here?
I'm gonna look at Abraham and say, "Could you maybe help me with my my big meat hooks?"
They're actually gone. Abraham
Oh.
already stabbed it twice, didn't he?
Oh, of course
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did.
Did you take the additional 15 damage, by the way?
It's number 15. I was waiting
Yeah.
for I don't know if it's going to be 15 or after you're going to realize. Yeah, took the 15 now. Abraham will do a quick little heal on himself as that was beginning to hurt a little bit.
You see the skeleton kind of frown, like it's strange to resolve this in this way. Because obviously this puzzle was not designed to have an artifact that could do true sight.
Hmm.
That's so funny.
But you know, that's just the way that these things go. You go, this is a dungeon that was existing before this artifact.
This is amazing.
Well, you do surround yourself in good allies at the very least.
I high five my friends.
Abraham high fives you while also like limping slightly from getting impaled.
Oh yeah, chef, got you got.
I'm just rubbing my forehead looking down at you.
By the way, Abraham goes back and retrieves his shield that he left in the tank.
You guys are all able to use magic. You see the skeleton stand up from his chair. I do not think you are worthy, but that is one of the conditions for passing this test, is releasing your friends. Reducing the threat that you have to yourself, reducing the time frame that you are having to be constrained by, is one of the main things. Reduce threat. Do not put this to waste. I beg of you. It is one of the saviors. And you see him, as I say, stand up from the chair. He raises his hand, and as he does so, between you and him, you should see a bridge form.
Oh,
Did that work?
yes.
Yes.
Like a
Cool.
blue and green and yellow bridge.
Yeah.
It's got yellow bits around it.
And you see all the entities wave away as well. These three ghosts, such.
Bye.
And you see him kind of collapse down in his chair. You see the whole room kind of fizzle slightly, but nothing happens yet. What happens? What do you do?
I'm gonna go over and grab the fucking thing that I need to grab off him. Is it a crown or a hat or something?
It's a helmet, like a full helm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Shazam! Am I still in turn base?
No, you're good now.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the thing, the helm.
As you pull it off, the illusion fades.
Oh.
You find yourself standing by this rock pool again. You are holding yourself this helmet off of, whereas this looked like a very regal, imposing figure sitting on this chair. You find yourself putting this helmet off of a goblin skeleton's child. Sorry, that's a really weird. Goblin's child skeleton. That's better phrasing. Otherwise, it's a child of a goblin skeleton, which is...
The skeleton of a goblin child.
My God. So that's how they reproduce.
that you think was holding something years ago. This is a very, very old skeleton.
I search it.
And yeah, you're sitting there. Both Oberon and Abraham are there as well. You're kind of just sitting in this rock pool, kind of damp, really.
I probably would have head over to Abraham and make sure he's okay. Before I
Abraham
get
like
stabbed.
more in shock. He's healed himself up quite a bit. He's not the he's still got a little limp, but he's more like, what the hell is this place? I don't like it here.
Pretty weird.
Everything gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like this at all.
A lot of skeletons.
I don't like water.
Zoe, are you okay over there? You're just like hanging out with the skeleton.
I've just like I've got the helmet and just sort of looking at it, looking at the child. Can I search the child?
Sure.
What is it with you and children's skeletons?
Do I find anything? Yeah, I tell you, shut up! Just searching him.
You'd find a diary.
Oh. I'll
And-
keep it.
Yeah.
And that's me. I'm gonna run back down here. Shazam!
But
I'll show
obviously
them the diary.
this is amazingly representative of like what is being perceived at the second. Obviously, you're kind of just in a blank room, more with a block or the middle.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I'm gonna show them the helmet. Be like, oh wow, look at this!
That is a helmet. That's for sure.
And then second of all, I'm gonna show them the diary.
That's a book.
Zoe is gonna be like, yeah, wow.
You were saying this. This diary is. I mean, it's under 50 years old, from what we can gather.
Okay.
Do you read it?
Yeah.
I see him go to read. I'm like, careful. The last book I touched made me lose all my hair.
I'm just gonna touch my bald head. I'm like, oh, I can risk it. And I'm going to open the diary.
I imagine reading through. There is elements of similarity with your life in this, always.
Oh.
You find a goblin girl living in a tribe who desperately, very much, she just wants to be with her family, wants to live, she wants to be happy. And she
goblin
talks about a
feelings.
day-to-day thing. She talks about how her brother was picking her on one day. She talks about a big feast that they had. They managed to actually catch a deer, and they're able to create a big feast for the whole tribe. And she just then discusses the attack of an orc tribe, destroying her whole family, her
What?
everything.
Hold on a minute. That's what happened to my people.
And she discusses how she was told by her parents to go run here, to go make sure their asset is safe. She
Oh
jumped into the
God.
pool. She did a long trekking. She was desperate to get here. She got in, she did the trials. And as she got to the final trial, she managed to pick up the helmet, but she had got too hurt from everything. This trial was not meant for anyone
Children.
like a child. Its trial was meant for the top warrior of the tribe. And sadly, as she put on the helmet, she bled to death. That's kind of her last words was she was feeling cold and weak.
Aww. Poor child. I'm just gonna frown and look at the others and be like, "Do you reckon she was part of my guys? Part of my crew?"
I mean, probably not if it was 50 years ago.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, have you been lying to us about your age?
Yeah.
So it brings out his passport.
Puts up both hands and he's counting.
To be fair, I was saying under 50 years for the diary because it's kind of hard to identify from like just how the diary's been built.
It could have been them.
Mm.
I mean, it could have been one of the other two tribes as well. They got attacked too, right?
That is true. Oh, well.
Yeah, yours was the necromancy tribe. You've got your artifact, in fact. Yours is your book.
Oh yeah, that's
Not
true.
Not
Yeah.
from your tribe. It's one of the others.
I've got my Necromonicon. Yeah. Well,
The other one was the one of annihilation, right?
I think so. So who is she then?
Just a
Just
goblin.
a random
Just
kid.
a goblin that was sent here to just make sure this thing's safe.
Oh,
She was
she was the chosen one.
no, the forgotten one, really, if you think about it.
Oh,
She's sent by people, forgotten by people as the people passed. Up onto slavery.
so sad. Well, we got the book, so
You're gonna keep the book?
yeah, we'll keep the book. I'll
Okay.
put the helmet on. I'm gonna take
You
off my.
sure putting the helmet on is a good idea.
Oh, you want to put the helmet on?
I'm going to take off my hat of the vermin, but before doing so, I'm going to make a toad appear. You know, it's ta-da! And then I'm going to put on the helmet. It always looks at them and says, "It's the right of my people," and I'm going to put it on.
Didn't we just discuss that it's not his people?
Yeah, it's fine.
Always doesn't understand what you mean. He puts on the helmet.
For now, nothing happens. You have just put on a helmet.
Yeah. What do you want me to add to my inventory, by the way?
For now, just add helm domination. You know, so it occurred to me as we were discussing it. I've not actually done that bit, which is kind of the important bit about all of this. I've not created the D&D Beyond item.
No, there's no helm of
not
domination. It's not in the.
Yeah.
It's not in the filtered items.
I thought it was.
I can add a custom item. Oh, that's gonna take forever.
It's fine. I'll create a.
Okay. We know that I have it on.
If we want to, you may remember that one time I picked up a sword and got cursed. If we wait until tomorrow, I can identify to make sure it's not cursed.
All right, I'll take it off and give it back to Auburn then.
Or you can just attune to it later and potentially get cursed. That is up to you.
I will give it to Auburn.
I think you should hang on to it. It's your thing.
I will put it in my bag.
Abraham's not touching that dark juju. Fuck that.
Not the dark juju.
It just screams bad.
I
It
feel like
really
if
does.
Abraham or I use it, we're gonna get haunted by a million goblin ghosts.
Again.
I see
What do you
no
mean
negative
again?
to this.
I sort of take it in for a second. What?
You don't want to.
You're like, wait a minute.
You know, you have very orcish features, Abraham.
I'm still gonna turn and look at it again.
This has taken us a very
Wait a
long time to
minute.
notice.
Who are you?
Can you imagine that fucking plot twist?
This is really good at makeup.
Abraham has actually been an orc the entire time.
Son of a
Oh my
bitch.
god. I don't like this.
Well, you know, on that note, is this just a big cave?
Yeah.
Are there any paths leading out?
Literally just the rock wall. There's nothing else.
Okay.
Can I investigate to see if there's actually any bodies here? Apart from this guy?
Yeah. There was there was like 5 of them.
Oh, they're from the town.
Yeah. No other goblins though. It was just the one.
Can I see if there's anything on them that I'd be able to give back to the people at the town to let them know?
I mean, there's nothing like like. It's not like you're finding a fucking like ID card or something like that.
How recent
Driving
are the
licenses on
bodies?
them.
How recent are the bodies look? Are they
Uh,
skeletal?
I mean, some of them are skeletal, some of them are more not. Um, more corpse-like, if I was to describe.
Lovely.
I mean, this like you see some faded costumes on them. I imagine that probably could be an identifier, maybe. You don't know how unique the costumes are.
What are they? They're dwarves, are they?
Say again?
They're dwarves, are they?
They're dwarves and some humans. I think it's 3 dwarves, 2 humans.
Maybe we just make them a makeshift grave down here, and we let the people know above that we found some dead folk and we buried them.
I think that would be a
I
good
think
idea.
we're gonna. You are at the very least. You're gonna struggle to swim back up as is.
I have something for that. Alas, yes.
Yeah, we have that rope still, right? On the pedal lane. It's still there.
Yes. It's not attached to the second.
We just sit like dangling on the inside of the rock pool.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that it's like floating to the top of the rock pool if you consider the whole gravity thing, but it is floating to the top of the rock pool.
Very strange. Very strange. If Abraham wants to make graves for them, I will assist.
I did.
I won't make you do saves or anything like that. You guys, it's physical effort, but
Yeah.
you guys do it. I imagine it's more like stacking blocks on top of them. Like it's not much dirt down here. Very much. So it's like the Aragon funeral, but that's a really weird fucking piece of context to go to. But yeah, you guys are able to do that. Is there anything else you're doing in here?
I don't think we need to do anything here, do we?
Should I do a
Well-
quick detect magic just in case?
I
We've
would,
missed
yes, just in
something.
case.
Yeah, well, I'll sit down for 10 minutes and Rich will cast down and wander around and see if anything pops up.
I think you'd find there'll be ambient magic doing from that.
Yeah, like leftover magic
Yeah.
from.
You think from both when the trial was up,
Hmm.
but you think you'd also find. Sorry, the dog's scratching the door. I'm here. You think you'd find the old rituals. Nothing menacing, just like you think you'd find some like old rooms or like some old like practicing sites. You think this might have been a cave of relevance back in the day.
Oh.
But it's it gets faded in time. Obviously, there's water and such, and limestone gets corroded or stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say to the others, I imagine this place had some sort of religious or other sort of relevance to the goblins at some point. It looks like they've been practicing rituals.
Does Zois remember
Other
anything
stuff.
about something like this?
It looks like it was a very long time ago.
Yeah, I doubt I'd remember it. Not old
You've
enough.
never heard about a lake for the goblins. You might have heard about them doing their old practices on mountains. Like you would have heard as like childhood stories. Oh, we used to like come from a certain set of mountains. They wouldn't know which ones they really came from. They're just like it probably more described as like big hills.
Like old grandpappy Gobbo remembers fucking being up on a mountain sort of thing.
Oh, but not and not even that. Like it's stories going down. Like it's weird. Like you were living on kind of more swampy plains. I kind of more imagine it, right? Like you know the kind of
Yeah, I know what you mean.
um. So, like, to be discussing what the fuck he was like, the stories of discussing sounds very strange. You suspect maybe your fight didn't originate from there.
It makes sense.
I mean, maybe if we find any remnants of this tribe, we can ask them. You know, if you survive, there's bound to be other survivors. No offense.
Surely. I mean, like, yeah, to be fair, I'm pretty fucking useless as far as goblins go. It's right, guys. Don't all rush to say, no, you're not at once. It's fine.
Hey, look, if someone ran at you with a sword when I first met you, I hate to say it, man.
I'd have been dead.
You'd have died.
This is it. It's game over.
But look how you've grown. You're still scary though. I mean, especially now you have a helmet
his
to
growth.
dodge.
He died, and then he's a spider now.
This is
The
true.
growth was the extra 6 limbs, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
should we go and return our peddler?
Well, yes, let's get out of this cave.
We're gonna make sure Grant's okay.
That's Sassus.
Nah,
Your body got fine.
she'll be fine. Not worried about her. Grant, on the other hand, Grant's just a little boy.
He's just a little boy.
Okay. So, do you go into this rock wall?
Hey,
As you do, you start swimming down. The one thing you notice as you're going through, one, it still stomach churning as you guys like flip, like the gravity of orientation. Like you get up about 10 feet and it like flips for you. Like whereas obviously you're like having to swim upwards. You're now. No, sorry, you're having to swim downwards, then you're having to swim upwards. It's a very weird kind of mental kind of.
Percy.
Yeah. You then obviously you have the rope so you can pull yourself up quickly, and it's not so you have issues. You do notice that the murky kind of darkness is very much now limited. You suspect maybe that's part of the trial was kind of extending it, like mentally. Maybe that's why Oberon and Abraham goals shifted in where they were.
That makes sense.
And you're able to get up. Abraham, I would do a strength save, but because you have the rope, you're kind of pulling on the pedalo floor. I'd say you've kind of have ignored that now.
Okay, I was going to do something else, but that's fine then.
And you're able to pull yourselves up. I imagine it's probably not the most graceful mounting because you guys are all wearing armor and shields and shit. And you're trying to climb onto a swamp sweat pedalo. I can't imagine it's the most graceful looking thing in the world.
there's someone on the shore like, what the?
We're like a pair of
No way.
binoculars, just like.
I just watched those
Huh.
men jump into the lake and they look like they've just drowned or some shit.
But you're able to climb in. You are all sopping fucking wet. I imagine a bit chilly as well.
Unsurprising.
And the one thing you do notice is this pedalo doesn't have towels.
Oh.
The
We
one
all die of
time-
hypothermia.
One time, I think I've missed. Was it Bonzi that had prestidigitation, or was it the other guy?
I think it was Aaron Hart.
Not Ironheart, the next one, the next wizard
In Destrom.
in Destro.
Oh fuck, I wanted to do something at the start of today's session, damn it. I had a little quiz sorted out.
Yeah.
Do it now.
No.
No, I'll do it next session.
Not now.
The whole idea that I'll give you whoever wins the quiz inspiration.
Oh.
Ah.
Get you guys to remember stuff more.
Alright. What sort of time of day are we?
I imagine after all of that, it's probably about 3-ish.
That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's head to shore to get a fire going.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yep. As you get back to shore, you do see, again, giving you a bit of a weird look. Tassis and Grant. Actually, Grant.
Don't question our methods. We have a magic hat now.
I point to my hat.
Yes, my lords.
Aubrey.
Yes, my lord Lorban.
No, just Aubrey.
Yes, just.
Thank you.
She wouldn't say that.
Oh my god.
You do see her scratching at her tattoo from time to time, which kind of, as I say, it very much shifted from time on her. And you kind of hear a mumble. It's hard to sync up with this one.
Oh, yes, while I think about it, has the spider tried to speak to you yet?
Not for a while.
I reckon you can expect her visit tonight.
Oh my god. It's exciting.
It's like a fucking guy like waiting for a girl call.
Oh, I think I'm gonna get a call tonight.
Lady caller. Something like, can I check off Spider Quest from our to-do list?
That's something done.
We did something. Can we sort existential crisis next?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
What's that?
That's just the ongoing.
I had to
You
check,
know, that
you
thing
know.
that never ends.
I would like to pump up heart repair at some point.
That is on the list.
How high on the list?
Second.
Not
First one is
high enough.
Volcano Land.
True. That's fine.
Wait, have we still got to go to Volcano Land?
Yeah, we've got the
gotta
face
go to
stuff. We've got
Volcano
Volcano Land.
Land.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Literally never ends.
as you do come up, as I say, it's somewhat chilly just for the fucking ash clouds where you guys are. Also, you're right next to mountains, which is never good for the hot weather.
The other, we've got Goliath stuff, which is, you know, his heart and other stuff. In the Arid Relics, Waterworld, Erilyn's sister, and Afterlife shenanigans, as I put.
Oh.
It never ends.
Spinning plates. Woo. Okay. So, you all kind of sitting here. You've got kind of dry from the fire. I imagine you set up.
Hmm.
Grant and Tassis are kind of chilling out. I think you probably watched Tassis give Grant an apple.
Nice.
They're bonding.
Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful.
You do see that she is giving him some weird looks. Like, you just, you know, strange to see you as a beast of burden. Normally you kind of are eating.
Hmm.
Okay.
She gives a slight shrug. She looks at all you guys.
What does that mean? What?
Well, it's because obviously swans are used in the.
Right.
No, it was.
of course. I was genuinely concerned that we had a weird druid man as our horse.
Yeah.
It's Bondu.
Oh god.
Oh no, it's coming to the genders back.
No.
He's making a monopoly with swans.
Is there an inn here?
Yeah, there would be like a lakeside inn, basically.
Or do we want to start traveling again?
Had to go to the inn and have a little rest up and a bit of bite to eat and to dry off.
We just write off the rest of the day.
It was a weird day, lads. We just got to bed.
I'll spend the rest of the day looking at my rune book and trying not to become hairless again.
That
Okay,
is
give me
quite
an
an important.
Arcana check.
Oh god. That's great. I'm gonna flash genius at 13.
Okay. You aren't able. You don't touch the wrong runes. The fuck. You're able to open it this time. That is a big step forward. You're able to work out as that. Oh,
Completed
I
the
see.
first
They've like,
hurdle.
as you like read through, you look at the runes and such on the like thing. He's like, oh, that's clever. Like you see, like spelling out the word open, and then like you click it and you see like the latch pop open and such.
Hmm.
You see, like, stamped on the fucking first page, looking at it, like, it goes, for informational use only.
Okay. That's the liabilities out of the way, I guess. They don't want to get sued.
Basically, yeah.
By what happened to me, they might end up getting sued by a plant pot.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll just spend the rest of the day looking at that.
Of course. It's slow reading. Like, but you are still reading it, you are still progressing, but it is... I imagine, obviously, you have a knowledge of magic. You're kind of having to, like, think backwards. Because obviously, runic magic's a lot older and a lot more ritual-based.
Yeah.
And a lot of the runes that has been distract like things here is you suspect, like, you know, that you obviously have certain spells you use. Well, obviously yours is more object manipulated, but you've done sorcery, you've done your spells here. Whereas obviously there was like the old variant, you got firebolt. You suspect there is a variation of firebolt, which was like created like 1,000 years ago, which was transcribed into runes. And then, obviously, it's been made more efficient and such, like, needs way less magic. So you're kind of having to, like, break down stuff and bring it backwards. To then, like, understand.
I like to think his real hang-up is that it's written in Ye Olde Common.
For reading an Elvish, for fuck's sake.
Oh, what? What is this?
Could Abraham start doing what he was doing a while ago?
Just to do with your sword.
Mm.
Yeah. I won't make you do any rolls yet.
Mhm.
I kind of imagine that to be a slow process, that one.
Yes, a very, very slow process.
It's always doing anything.
I'm just sort of nulling my mind over the diary. Nulling is not the right word.
Mullen?
Mulling, that's the one. Milling, mulling, mooling. What am I saying? now?
I'm like making this diary null.
I'm making it null and void.
Yeah. So you're reading over the diary.
Yeah, just gonna ponder it. Wonder who she could have actually been.
I'd like to
Just
get
think
Abraham
about it.
to clean his armor at this moment as well, as I can imagine it stinks and it's full of moss and.
Oh yeah, you were in a fucking wet little cave, weren't you?
What's up with
Wet
you?
little cave.
we were all in a wet little cave.
No, I meant like more like a wet little vat of wetness.
I mean, does always wash his
Okay.
clothes?
There's always wash.
I was always never washed.
Yeah, I imagine you're.
I imagine Abraham and I washed his clothes.
Because like looking at it like, you should do this too. So it's like,
He doesn't act like it, but Auburn is nobility. There's no way he would live through the stink.
Yeah, otherwise I imagine your fucking robes are quite damp. Like, even with the drying by the fire.
Just always damp.
Yeah.
He's such a sweaty boy.
delicious.
Almond sticks them out like every fucking like other couple of weeks just to just give it a scrub.
I put in a bucket of bleach.
Yeah, these were black robes to begin with. I don't know why they've gone grey.
Nice.
Um, otherwise, everyone gets a long rest.
Woohoo!
Two things happen. One happens just before Abraham gets to sleep. Abraham, you get a message.
Oh. Oh, I wasn't expecting this.
And you hear it in the voice of Inquisitor Gareth.
Oh,
Dear.
Abraham, it's been a while. I've heard some concerning things. I'm just making sure the counting is right. I feel as if it's time for a meetup.
Is Abraham getting on the booze?
Message me what time. I imagine he would say Gareth at the end of it. So we're 25.
XO Gareth.
oh. I shall have to discuss this with the boys once we wake up. I'm not saying that to him. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Do you respond? You can respond with 25 words. You can just don't respond. There is a thing you can also do.
No, I'll respond. I'll respond in kind for now because I'll message him back, and I'll say, "Good evening, Inquisitor Garrick. It's good to hear you're well. I will get back in touch with you shortly. Hope you rest well."
But you don't have any. You don't have a subsequent message. You suspect he's just acknowledged it and walked off.
We sent that and just like, right, bedtime.
It's been a long day.
Obviously, Zois. You drift off into your dreams again.
Wonderful.
And you wake up to a weird sight. Well, not wake up, but obviously you get into a weird sight. The spider you think has set up a birthday party for you.
Okay.
You suspect that she might have been trying to read your memories to work out what is a party. In which you suspect that what she's gathered is a party is with, some music, some food, and some celebration.
Yeah, sure.
What you see is like bundles of like flies have been like baked into a cake.
Lovely.
The music is some fucking like weird choir of like 1,000 spiders trying to sing.
Standard.
But she is trying to clap, but she's obviously trying to clap as a spider.
All of her little legs going at once.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But she does sound happy.
Oh, I rate that.
Congratulations. It was immeasurably a hard task, but you have come through admirably. You've got your helmet domination.
I do.
I don't have anything else to do. It's at a second I'm still trying to work out the political landscape of the surface. But we will put that to great use sooner rather than later, I'm hoping.
Sure.
Eat to your heart's content. I'm going to have to leave soon. The mother is getting restless underneath her rock and I want to try soothing her. And yeah, I've set this up for you in your dream just to make you feel better.
Thank you.
You then see her
I
kind
think
of
I'm
like
happy.
you see her disconnect her connection from them.
Well, I might as well help myself some cake, seeing as yeah, delicious spider cake.
It's disgusting. Like, you suspect, or like what she's used is a mix of. She knows two things. She knows fungus. She knows like the taste of what it tastes like, a creature, like humanoid creature.
Yeah.
So you bite into it and you kind of taste a fleshy, like mushroom, like mix.
Oh.
Imagine when you're like trying to taste a slice of cake, taste that.
Mmm. I'm just gonna, just on the pretense that she may be watching, I'll be like, mmm, delicious. Like slyly scrape it off my tongue.
You will notice in obviously the back corner of the room, it's always there, prominent in your dreams. That kind of mess of webs and just that clear coffin that is becoming more and more
I'm
noticeable
so
every time.
done with this fucking coffin. Can I get to it? Because
Not yet.
I can never get to it, can I? It's just always there, but I can never actually get to it.
No, but you are getting closer and closer every time you do this.
Wonderful.
So yeah, I presume you cutting away any webs?
Yeah. I'll try.
The one thing you would notice now on the coffin, as you're kind of cutting webs, getting closer and closer, there is a marking of the helm now on there.
Huh? Okay, that's new. Alright. I'm gonna try to remember that that's there, I guess. If I can tell the guys.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have difficulty.
How
with
am
that,
I?
think.
How close am I to getting in there?
I'd say probably about another 10 meters.
That's not too bad.
You
How far away
started
was I
out
to start with?
about 15.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good then.
You are
Like
making
5 meters.
progress. It's just a lot of webs.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys all wake up to a nice morning. I will say, Oberon, you suspect it's probably been about 6 days since the eye last talked to you. You going off of what her schedule was saying, she probably could talk to you tonight.
Okay,
I'll leave that up there just in case you have any questions you want to ponder.
I did, but I didn't write them down. Fuck.
Go for it, Abraham. Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
I was gonna go fight. I'll probably be up downstairs quite early, be pondering about the Inquisitor Garrett thing while probably tipping the tap of the sword and maybe scratching my head and then looking at the spear and coming back. Just acting nervous.
Yeah, there's a lot of things for Abraham to think about at the second.
Yeah, I mean, I'd already be down as well. I need.
Immediately, like wave over to Oberon and be like, Oberon, I got a message last night.
Oh, was it Sable?
No, it wasn't. It was
Wasn't?
Inquisitor Garrick.
Inquisitor Gareth?
Hmm.
What did he want?
He's wanting to meet up with me.
I hate that idea.
Let's not do that.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat that one. Last Inquisitor we met killed me.
And nearly took my life too. Plus, if he sees my appearance in his said armor and weapon,
That is a very good point.
it may not be for the best. So I'm probably going to reply saying, I'm probably going to be sending him a message to him later on today, just to let him know that I haven't forgot about him, but we're a bit busy at the moment.
Do we know how the Inquisitors like hierarchy works? Is it a Highlander situation? Are you an Inquisitor?
Oh.
I mean, you wouldn't know.
You might be an Inquisitor now.
That would be pretty fucking cool.
Or maybe we just start telling people you are.
Do you know
could go
who
wrong?
you're talking to?
Such a bad idea.
I don't know how Abraham feels about that. I know he feels like a sense of pride because he always heard the Inquisitors were the best. But at the same time, he feels a bit like dirty because he isn't in any way, shape, or form.
I mean,
Yeah.
you bested one.
Technically, I didn't.
No,
I set myself on fire and went down.
You bested one.
Oh.
So naive. So modest.
Abraham will have a think about that.
We definitely should. If we do meet him, it has to be on our terms, away from Bolgiania.
What would you like me to say? What should I say in the meantime? Should I just say we'll have to postpone this meeting till a later date?
Oh yes, we are very busy at the moment. Get back to us in 6 to 12 business days.
I'm imagining the Barbosa meme. I'm a little busy at the moment.
I mean, in all fairness, they've probably got someone following us. I can't imagine they don't know where we are. You know what? That raises an excellent point. I'm going to sit there and start casting Detect Magic. And
See,
when
Zoy's
that goes
hasn't-
off, I want to check to see if the armor or spear has like a detect, like an item tracking spell on it.
Zoy's has never met Gareth, has he?
I think.
I don't think I have.
No, last time you got. Last time it was physically met Gareth as any individuals in your thing, I think was the like ceremony when Amaran got taken. And even then, it probably would have been away. The last time actually someone talked to him was probably Abraham after his resurrection,
Oh.
when he organised a duel.
I challenge you to a duel.
He did not challenge someone to duel. He got the leader of Amaran killed.
I do not challenge you to a duel.
So yeah.
I would like to send a message now. Then, well, I have it in my head to Inquisitor Garrett.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Garrick. I hope you slept well.
Mr. Garrett.
Sadly, due to time constraints, I cannot meet at this moment, but we'll be back in touch with you as soon as possible. Be praised.
You hear upon very much a couple of moments before you hear a response. You are aware my name was Gareth, right?
Yes, apologies. I've had a terrible night's sleep. Just
I- Yeah. I understand that you are busy. Contact me at your latest convenience.
I like that he
I shall
sends
keep
these
this
messages.
quiet.
Sends his messages like he's writing them.
That's because I'm counting my words in my head, Dylan.
That makes more sense. I was like, he's literally speaking it out. This is brilliant.
Yeah,
There is a 25-word limit on the spell.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.
Oh.
It's why me and Milkshake have to talk really awkwardly.
What are you, some sort of magical noob?
I look at my books. I'm like, yes.
But yeah, it would say he would keep it quiet at the end.
I will let Auburn of the group know that when he says he's going to keep quiet. He said to the end. I don't know how much I believe of that, but
I've never met the guy. I'm pretty sure the one time I would have met him was when we finished what happened in Amaran, and there was no chance I paid attention to him at that point.
no. But I will say that he was a rather straight fellow chap.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never heard a bad thing from the rest of you, but things have come to light since then.
Correct. That's why I'm also being very cautious about it. I think we should leave it at the laughing out and deal with it at a later date.
Yeah. At the
We
very least,
have,
I ain't going back to the capital.
We have what would you say, a smoky problem to deal with currently.
We sure do. If I do that detect magic though, is there any other
No,
spells on his
if
armor
you-
and spear?
You'd feel the same enchantments as you previously had, essentially.
That's fine. The idea popped into my head. I had to check. But anyone familiar, I will say this to Abraham, anyone familiar with that armor and spear will be able to get a gist of our location with that.
What would you advise then, Barbara?
I don't think we can do anything about that. It's just something to bear in mind.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
That concerns me. I'm looking through my inventory to think, is there anything I have that someone else could drag? That one weird little kobold, was it, that gave me the stickman painting? I've still got that.
Nice.
He looks at it every night. This is great art.
So when do you reckon Zoids emerges?
Probably now.
Why look, it's a Zoid.
I feel myself being relevant to the plot. I've woken up.
Something spoke to me in my brain. It said, "Wake up."
Oh, I feel like we were just waffling until you were appearing.
This is it. I'm here. I've awoken my child. Zoids is gonna explain that he ate a disgusting spider birthday party cake.
What?
Yeah. In his dream.
You know what you do in your spare time is up
No.
to you.
Mr. Oberson, no!
And then I'm just gonna explain everything that happened. The spider gave me a nice birthday party cake, even though I'm not sure it was my birthday. That what's everything happened? Oh, well, the fucking the coffin that had the thing on it.
Have you told them about the coffin yet?
I don't know.
No,
I'm telling them now.
no, he has not.
Yes.
The panic is getting to me. I'm like,
Oh, that's what I can't fit it. Had the helm with the Dominator on it.
Hang on, you're gonna have to elaborate more on that. You saw the coffin that had the helm of the Dominator on it. What?
Zoe pauses and he's like, "Wait, have I never mentioned the coffin?"
Oh.
And then Zoe goes on a big spiel and he explains about the coffin. So, in the dream with the spider, I'm in this like cave. It's filled with webs and it's gross. It's all sticky and gross. There is a coffin in the corner, and I keep trying to get to it, but it's hard to get through all the fucking cobwebs. Anything else, Luca, that I should mention there?
No, that's kind of how it's been. It
Yeah.
was hard to spot what it was at the beginning, but yeah.
How you're
Yeah.
hearing that, I have two questions.
Go.
How big is the coffin? Is it goblin-sized?
Is it goblin-sized?
Yes.
Yes.
Second question, what are the details of your pact? Is she going to release you, or is this you getting closer to something as you're completing her wishes? And which fourth, is it a bad thing to get there?
Luca, do I know the details of my pact?
You did. Your pact was you were to, one, make sure the mother was safe but captured underground. That was the original part of the fight.
Done that.
It was to be her eyes on the surface.
Okay.
And it was to basically work with her like you can abide by her orders if there's anything special. Oof. Yeah, and she would give you power and keep your soul alive in return.
I relay all of that information.
Yeah, that sounds to me like you're completing what she wants you to do, and you're getting towards the power she promised you.
Yes.
Hmm.
It doesn't feel good.
Uh,
Zoids is starting to actually feel mildly afraid for the first time since this debacle has begun.
Anyway, this morning I prepared my means to identify your helmet, if you wish.
Let's give it a go!
I pull out my tinker's tools and I get to identifying. I will ritual cast it, so it will take 11 whole minutes.
Oh.
Perfect. So, is anyone else doing in that time, or can we just jump to the timing?
I'm happy to just go for it.
I'm gonna munch on some food.
We could say that you're all sending your message and such during that time, actually,
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Yeah.
As you identify it, the name is the Helm of the Dominator. It contains a 6th level spell, Dominate Person. And the other conditional in that is the person being affected by that spell has disadvantage on the save.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like
It's set against your-
use, or
Yes, well, sorry, 1 time per day.
once per long rest?
Yeah.
Cool. I will regale this as I'm like tinkering with the helmet.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to be cursed. It just seems to be very strong.
Hmm. Zoids isn't sure how happy he feels about any of this.
Yeah, I'll sort of explain to you if you don't know. So you have to target a humanoid with the spell.
Okay.
It won't work on monsters and stuff.
No, that's fine. Hmm.
I will provide you the actual helmet later. That's kind of the basics of it.
Sure.
If you want to look up what the spell is, it's Dominate Person.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know about that. I looked at that ages ago, about considering getting it before.
I thought, isn't it a 6th level spell?
No, it's a 5th level spell.
Oh, well.
Can be cast
Oh,
at
well.
higher levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what you get.
Wonderful.
Hmm.
I'm just going to look at Oberon and be like, oh, it feels pretty okay then.
It could be useful. I assume it needs attunement as well.
Yes.
You'd have to attune to that. to use
I
it.
will begin to attune to it then. How long does that take?
While.
Oh, well, then.
Short rest. I'd say while you're eating breakfast, you can do it.
Okay, yeah. I'll
Like, well,
attune
you
to
don't
it.
have to do a rest. You just no.
Just sits there
Just,
hugging
yeah,
the
the mental thing that I have done it. That is fine. Wunderbar.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, look, we did something. Feels good.
It does feel good.
Where was it? We're headed next. I think it was Pezza, right?
That is where your brother was.
Yeah, we wanted to stop there on the way to Volcano Land.
Volcano Land.
Scope out the situation and take Sazis back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll at that point I think I'd leave and start getting Grant ready. I'd give him some food.
Of course, remember to mark off the feed.
Yeah. And don't you worry.
I like to imagine Grant is every time he sees you, like, he knows you have the food, he's happy to see you. But, you know, there's confusion. Yeah, you show up, he just looks slightly different every time. And you had less hair, you've had...
You've been completely bald.
like, because I think you grew back your hair, like, straight away after, like, 3 days, isn't it? Or something like that.
Something like that. I think it took 24 hours for it all to come back. So it should now all be back at regular length.
So you can imagine this horse is, you know, seeing you in bald mode, and then suddenly you have hair.
What?
Yeah, I'll spend my time doing that. I'm waiting for the others to have breakfast and stuff.
Yeah, is there anything special you guys are doing?
Not massively, I wouldn't have thought.
Alright,
Maybe
yeah,
we'll
me.
have like extra bacon or something. It's a celebration.
And say you guys head off. Sassis has very much got mounted into a fucking, like, you know, her locking armor. I don't know how to describe it ever.
Kind of like a fantasy Iron Man suit.
In a way, but it's more like it. She can like lock certain parts of the armor, so it's got like more strength as she like moves.
Yeah, it's like when the joints lock and the heat sink releases. It's kind of like that sort of thing.
Yeah. So she could have more like defense, or if she wanted to attack, she could like swing it or more locked arm and such. Very much requires a lot of like. You can tell that obviously Sassis, I mean you know it. Sassis is a very very trained fighter. So you can tell that she's kind of like having to juggle it essentially. Like you can't like I imagine just discipline wise it'll be a nightmare to walk in. But obviously it has advantages. I imagine as you're walking, like between Pez and Mobe, it's fairly peaceful as an area, so I can't imagine there's many conflicts. I mean, you got, I've stopped calling them out, but you guys really would have small conflicts, maybe with like wolves and such during your travels. It's just a
basic
scenario
shit,
that you,
yeah.
it's just a scenario that you guys have gotten powerful enough that that isn't a problem anymore. Like if you consider just Oberyn's, Zoid's Eldritch Blast or Oberyn's pistol, you probably could kill most of those things in one shot.
This is fair.
Yeah, it's a rarity that stuff actually gets close enough.
Yeah. And I will say it's probably a lot more noticeable these days, especially after the Spider Cave. You guys have become a lot stronger.
Sick.
I think, if I remember correctly, you're supposed to be like every 5 levels, a hero like elevates in status. You guys are probably getting close to being kind of like countrywide heroes.
Heroes is a word.
Yes, but that is a level of
Generic
strength.
people.
That is a level of strength that you guys
I
really
imagine
are
it's for
battling
countrywide
at.
outlaws at this point.
True.
Enemies of the state.
But I think that's probably a good definition. It's supposed to be like region, city, region, country, continent, world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just felt that was the need to be called out. But as you're continuing along, you do notice that when Sasha fights, if she ever does, it's weird to watch her, and you swear she keeps disappearing and appearing elsewhere. Not by teleportation, though. You recognize teleportation. Open, you've done it. she's doing something like you're not sure how, you're not sure what, and imagine nothing. It's ever really explained about that kind of element.
I think Orbron just assumes that this is a thing the guards can do.
Yeah. Yeah, they do it. Whatever.
It's just the thing they do. Don't worry about it.
But you're able to make it to Peza without much harm. You find, as you're crossing the border, the key thing is, Peza is one of these countries of the Northern Alliance. And you find that the border is very much patrolled by guards. They don't seem hostile. They seem to be patrolling.
Where does the Northern Alliance stand when it comes to Portuania?
Non-hostile.
Okay.
They don't dislike them. They don't like them. Basically.
They're not allied, though.
Say again?
They're not allied.
No. It was distinctly kind of the joke of the Northern Alliance that they were set up just in case of Volcania.
Excellent. Fine. Just don't want us to get turned in, you know?
No. And you find yourselves in the country of Peza. Now, necessarily, you don't actually know where Orbron's brother is in this country.
I think Sassis said they were headed to this city.
Oh, did you? Genuinely, I forgot about that. Yes, you did. Well, I apologize. Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'm an idiot. I have forgotten to check my notes about Sassis.
Whoa.
He truly is the Deus Ex Machina of the last few sessions.
Yep.
Just the quiet person standing there also. Just like having Rain back.
Oh, I loved rain.
You've discovered my secrets. No.
The silent NPCs.
Well, I still imagine, like, the reason most of us quite silent is I imagine they're just like, what the fuck to do with you three?
Probably can't get a word in edgeways half the time.
But yeah, you're into this country. They've got the guards let you in without much issue. They kind of just give you a look up and down, kind of give you a little wave, essentially.
I'm gonna quickly run through
Hello.
before we get into the city proper.
Yeah. We'll let Ozois and Abraham take the reins.
Oh.
Are you guys discussing anything? Do you ask Sassis any questions? You've not really had a chance to ask Sassis questions.
I don't know.
Obviously, she knows Oberon.
I'll just chat to her. I'll be like,
Oh, so, what's it like being you?
And she like stops. What's it like?
Just
I
gonna
wouldn't know-
smile.
I wouldn't know any other way.
Oh. Yeah, figures. I'm just gonna carry on walking like I never said anything.
I imagine she like looks up and gives Abraham a look. It's like, what?
Don't worry about it. The only
Honestly, don't question anything.
thing, the only thing I'm genuinely curious of is, while you stay with your masters and that, do you have actual free will to do things of your own volition?
Say it again, sorry?
Do you have free will to do things of your own volition? So let's say you wanted to go somewhere to eat. Could you do that without asking your master? Or are you bound to him in that respect?
No. If I judge scenarios by if master needs protection. I know that obviously I have my partner on the other guards who's protecting Mark the Second. If we're both watching him, I could fairly obviously go for a break quickly.
I'm back.
But most of the time, it's very much if I'm off shift, I then go off and go do that. If I'm on shift, I'll still work them.
I understand. Thank you very much for answering that.
It's okay.
Say, one understands being forever working, should I say?
Well, it's kind of an honor. It's for context, Bailey. Sassis is talking to Abraham. It's an honor
Genuinely
in the
thought you two were having an actual conversation.
no. It's an honor to be working for the Lord and to protect his children. I mean, he literally keeps the realm running, and even if it has has not exercised. The fuck am I trying to look for a word? Exiled. The Lord, he genuinely, I mean, he paid for my training. And I wasn't anything of special relations in the lands, but I was trained up. I was given all the resources. I am happy to be doing this.
Okay, well, that, I'm very happy for you then, in that respect.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you have purpose in your life and know what you do and do not like. It's a nice thing to see. Many people don't.
Yeah, well, especially in these lands, it's chaotic.
Mm.
I imagine as you're nattering, you do get into the city.
Was she talking
Okay.
about Papa's over
Papa Silver, I'm kind of just working for your family in general.
There's definitely some scoffing and tutting coming from Aubrun.
I imagine very professionally, she's ignoring that. I like to imagine there's a whole like training fucking like day. It's like, right, and then for the interpersonal relations, ignore them.
There's the Aubrun course. How to deal with Aubrun Silverlet.
Ignore him, he goes quieter sooner or later. So I like to imagine he's probably getting very cold up. Like, it's kind of a more northern part of the territory. It's probably the most northern. Maybe it's on level with Huda, but you guys are. Which was starting to get snow. And obviously, you guys are in kind of very close to the volcanoes at this stage. Like, the ash clouds are getting thick. So it's starting to get chilly to the stage of, I imagine, Oberyn and Zois are going to have to start wearing thicker clothes. He's getting to that level. Otherwise, he might start taking damage.
Abraham is actually, after all the heat and all that, Abraham's loving it.
Yeah, Abraham's fine. This is like perfect Goliath weather.
It's still a bit warm, to be honest. I wouldn't mind it being a bit colder.
Yeah, I imagine like I imagine it's whenever I come out into fucking public with you guys, I'm wearing shorts. Everyone else is wearing like fucking winter coats.
It does happen quite a lot.
Yeah. Everyone's teeth is chattering. What's up? God, it's hot today. But yeah.
I'm the opposite of you in that. I wear a jacket and jeans regardless of the weather.
Shorts and shirts every
It could
time.
be 40 degrees out and I'll still be in a jacket and jeans.
I cannot bear it. But yeah, you arrive in the city. As you've gone more north, it's obviously a lot more predominantly dwarf living here. The humans are very much, they're still around, but it's very much petered out. And you've started seeing gnomes.
Oh.
The gnomes and the dwarves are very close relationship in these days. And the other things you start seeing, and you obviously have met one before, is the Northern Aarakocra. I imagine the buildings look a bit weird, having dwarves, Aarakocra, and dwarves around. Sorry, gnomes, Aarakocra, and dwarves. They're probably like very much like the base, the fucking attic rooms are very much for the Aarakocra kind of style.
Makes sense.
And then, like, you know, the lower part of the buildings are very much dwarven / gnomes where they live. Not class thing, just kind of just for sake of ease. Yeah, and you suspect they're tense in a way. Like, you would hear mutterings of Polchania, like expanding out to Uro and taking it over.
Oh, that fucking Polchania.
But you would hear mutterings elsewhere. Like, you hear mutterings in most countries. They seem to be very jetty types, but you always hear working. Like, there's always something being worked on in the city. Like, huge, like, construction or huge metal works or everything. And the other thing you notice while walking around is there's one wanted posters, but there's like flyers on the wall, and it's not a small amount of them. Like everywhere else you've been, you know, there are posters and there's stuff, but you'd see one on like every other like street corner or something like that. There seems to be a substantial amount of like just flyers on the wall and such. Like a huge amount. Shocking in that day and age. Like it's weird that they're able to like have so many flyers. Before like the advent of the printing press and such.
What do the flyers say?
There's a variety of fucking everything. As I said, there's bounty
thank God for
posters.
that.
There's talkings about like, oh, piano lessons here. You hear about just information around the town, and it's all the information around town, like the events, the people being rewarded. Like every bit of information is up on these walls to read.
Okay, it's not immediately awful then.
Would this be like we don't know if this is something that's come from the guys that have been exiled? Maybe.
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, imagine Oberon. Obviously, you've worked in places. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Like even this amount of information being spread around was weird. I imagine it was a lot more word of mouth at times. Yeah, so what do you guys do? Like, Sassis doesn't have much more information around this, because obviously the Lord could be moving around and such.
Right now, I think Auburn is very distant. You two can probably pick up on it. He is dreading meeting with his brother.
Not good.
I have no idea what to say or do with this interaction.
Yeah, one can understand.
Zoy's is just going to give him a nice gentle arm rub.
Zois,
Yeah.
I think you should give Oberon a hug to cheer him up.
I'm just gonna reach out my arms to Mr. Oberon and go,
Mr. Open, come here, buddy.
and I'm just gonna give him a big old leg squeeze because I'm not very tall.
Auburn just doesn't react.
Just rub his leg.
I think that should be a very good indicator for how tense he is.
Yeah.
I feel him. I'm like,
Maybe we should go to like a masseuse or something.
I go like put my hand in front of Oberon and click my finger, see if I get a response.
He probably like jumps to.
Oberon,
What's happening?
And I know you're very tender,
where am I?
and I'm just trying to keep you in the loop.
Which loop? Am I getting hanged now?
No, no,
Oh,
you're not getting hanged. No. You're okay. You're okay for now. as long as we're here, nothing bad's gonna happen.
It's just like, why are you talking to me like that? Am I dying?
Is this it? Am I gone?
What's happened?
No, it's just that you are being extremely tense. So just trying to chill you out a little.
Yes, well, I don't think I've spoken to my brother, and he looks at he pulls out his pocket watch. It's broken. He looks at it. Yeah, about 300 years.
Oh dear.
Yeah, very much. He was at the ceremony, but I'd imagine he did talk to you.
Like, it's not that we didn't get along, but we're not exactly on good terms.
I understand. Is there anything that I could do to help calm your nerves, or do anything at all to help in fact?
Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna know until I see him, because there's a good chance I just explode and have a go at him for leaving Sassis in the fighting pit.
Zoi's is gonna look at Abraham and just be like,
I don't know.
Oh, I should also mention he's a very powerful sorcerer. So,
Zoe just looks and go,
More powerful than me.
you're not a sorcerer.
oh.
No, I don't think you knew me when I could use my sorcery. He was,
I don't think I
he was
know, I
much
don't
better
think
than I was.
Very much the heir
I
apparent.
bloomed early and then never got better. He, on the other hand, continuously got better.
Huh.
But he's not as good as Papa Zilvaler. Hence why he's been exiled, I guess.
Makes sense.
Just grab the nearest person that's like walking around the town. Have you seen someone that looks like me?
It does give you a true ponder.
Oh, so genuine.
Or any people that have
Yes.
half horse bodies?
Centaur.
Yeah,
No,
centaur.
he wouldn't know what a centaur is. No. I think I might have seen someone like you hanging out with the Master of Paper.
That's where we're going.
Where can we find this Master of Paper?
Oh, the print house. He like points in the street. Center of town. Can't miss it.
Thank you for your time, kind citizen.
It's all right. Have a good day.
And you.
I like your horse.
His name is Grant.
You see him look at Grant. He gives him
You are a
nod.
nice horse.
Well,
Give him a lick, he tastes like raisins.
Oh.
Yeah, remember that? Ooh, he's just a please.
you can tell this guy does not know how to end this interaction. So he's gonna say,
He just walks away.
Bye. He just leaves.
Please lick my horse. I feel like if I shouted that in public, I would get arrested.
Yeah, that does sound like harassment.
It does, doesn't it?
Please lick my horse.
Come here, lick it. Lick my horse real good.
Continuing forth. Do you guys go to the print house?
Yeah. Before we get to the print house, though, just in case something goes really bad, like Oberon is panicking, he hands Abraham one of the 50 GP diamonds.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Abraham, take this just in case.
Abraham nods and tucks it away into his little pouch.
So, I would say, as you get to the front of the building, you spot the other guard that usually travels with your brother. He seems to be just kind of standing post, looking a bit bored, to be honest.
And Oberon sees him and he just goes, he Stands up straight.
I imagine he like probably clocks. I don't know. Would you be hiding?
I've probably got my hood pulled up, but I don't think I'm actively going
Right,
out of my
actively
way
hiding.
to hide.
I need to still roll just to see his like what his like passive thing is. I'll see how well he maybe just spots you from a distance. He's seen fuck all. He, usually I've rolled as you, so I think he actually shut up the chat. He very much, you suspect he's been doing this for a couple of days or maybe weeks. He looks bored out of his fucking mind. It's just kind of like he's trying to see if there's any like obvious threats, but from what he can gather, there's nothing hidden.
Does it look like he's stopping people going into this place?
Yes,
Oh.
like that he's doing kind of strictly.
Hey, Sassis, go and
Also-
distract that guy.
I imagine Sassis will probably go to. Sure. She probably would just go over and say hi.
Guys, she didn't say Lord. It's working.
Fuck!
He runs back.
My lord, my apology. No, joking. But yeah, she probably would be talking to him. You suspect giving him a report, or basically what's happened.
Probably should have specified not to mention me.
You probably would notice she is probably talking about you.
She just looks over us.
I
and
probably would-
points.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like speaking to a damn genie. It's got my face in my hand, shaking my head.
I don't think she would be secret. I imagine he would turn towards you guys. Probably have a bit of confusion on his face. And you suspect, though, I imagine you're still pretty far away. You see him kind of do the salute and say, you think to say the words, "My lord."
It's out the deepest sigh. As slow as humanly possible, I am walking towards the printing house.
Dragging your feet.
I say this guard's name is Volred, by the way. Volred?
All red.
Volred.
Okay.
As you come up, my lord. Interesting to see you here. I hope your travels have been okay.
I'm just looking at this guy. I'm just like, oh. I don't. They've been okay.
Your brother is inside if you want to see him. I can introduce if you desire.
I look like I'm physically in pain at this point.
Will you be taking? It gives fucking Zoy's and Abraham a fucking look down, like proper, like what the fuck? Will you be taking your guests in?
Zoe stands up to his full fucking height.
Still looking down.
Yeah.
And will they be washing more before they come in?
I just look at this dude. Just staring at him. I imagine the eye patch, scars all over my face. Just like, I'm not even gonna answer that fucking question.
Yeah, I suspect this has very much more been the god that's been disliked in kind of group. Very much the antisocial god of the like. Yeah, I can imagine some of them hanging out together. He just doesn't. Well, if you would like to follow me, I can take you to your brother.
I think I'll just step past him and head in myself.
He looks at you two. Joyce and Abraham. Go on then.
I just nod to him and walk past.
Don't cause any trouble.
I puff out my chest and I'm like,
Never my intention to, good sir.
Never an intention, always an eventuality.
yes.
He then goes back to standing guard at the gate. I imagine. I don't know what Tassis would do. I think she probably would come with you just to, like, you know, greet her lord and say that she's back, essentially.
Makes sense.
I imagine very similar to you, Oberon. Obviously, she's very much kind of had the experience of the slaver pits, which she doesn't. I probably imagine she still has this uncertainty about. She looks a bit nervous.
There's definitely a look that I give her of like a. Yep, this is. I don't want to deal with it.
Abraham's just on edge, but not showing it. If you know what I mean, acting cool and close.
I imagine there are servants in this building, right? Very much, not just servants, like workers as well. They will direct you towards your brother, and you're brought to a pair of double doors, very ornate, very expensive. Like, this looks like this has been renovated and costs a small fortune.
Do they have like a keyhole?
I wouldn't say so, no.
Are there any gaps?
But it's
in
not
the
on this
doors?
side. No, this is very well put together.
When we get to the doors, I stop and I just start inspecting the doors, trying to like peek in the room without opening the door.
Anything other than go in.
Yes.
It would be, and I don't think it would be possible to do. I genuinely, like, this is like, as I was saying, very expensive, very put together
I
doors.
probably
Like,
spend 5 to 10 minutes like examining every inch of the door.
I'm just going, just watching you.
Okay. Now, I haven't said this in this words to you two, but we are effectively about to meet the Crown Prince of my Fey realm. Whether he's still the Crown Prince is another question. He has been exiled.
So what you're saying is, this could end very poorly.
I'm just making you aware of what's in that room.
It's always dusts himself off a tiny bit. Just enough to make it look presentable.
I like to imagine he's got a smear of fucking dust on his leg now.
Whatever crap was on his
yeah,
head.
that'll do. Oh God.
Taking a deep breath. And I commit. I don't knock, I just enter.
You can see, I mean, the first thing is, this is your brother, and distinctly just, he's sitting on a couch. Normally, I'd say your brother probably is wearing quite a few, like, adornments, like ornaments on his clothes and such. Like, there's gems, like, kind of weaved into his clothes normally. He's very, very presentable as kind of an individual. The first thing you notice is a lot of those jewels have been taken off of those clothes. I mean, the fabric itself is still quite elegant and slick, but you can tell that the gems have been cut out. And the other thing you notice is you recognize the second individual in this room.
Oh.
He was about 20 years prior, a member of the Kingdom Shadow. You recognize him as being more of the information gatherers of your city. Worked with him in the past. You know, very much information gatherer kind of slash money like keeper.
Hmm. So am I aware that this guy's no longer with the Kingdom Shadow?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird scenario of he left to go do other things.
Hmm. How usual is that?
Probably happens to about 5% of the members. Most of the other members either die or stay in the organization.
So it's just not unheard of.
Yes, it's not unheard of, but it's not very regular. If that makes sense. I imagine both would look up with you. Both of them both having a sense of recognition of what the fuck is he doing here?
I like to think the information gatherer guy hasn't quite twigged. The orange elf. The other orange elf. Hmm.
Wait a minute, there's two of
Oh
them.
my god.
I imagine there's an element of, yeah, of course there should be of that recognition, but he knows you from something and he knows him from something else. It's weird the fact
Like
that
a
he puts it.
reluctance to put them together.
Yeah. And you take your brother, fucking hell, I'm gonna say this wrong. Orpheron. Orpheron?
I walk in, I just look at him. Ortheron, it's
Orpheron?
been a while.
Indeed. May I introduce you to the Master of Paper?
No introduction necessary, apparently.
You see the Master of Paper say, no, indeed. This is your brother. Apparently, my information gathering skills have been lacking these days. Sorry, he like stands up and goes over to like a drinks cabinet. I just need a moment.
I look back at my brother, I'm like, I found something you left on the road. And I sort of gesture Sassins to come back in. Like,
I imagine your brother is. I mean, I imagine when you were younger, your brother was very much knowledge. Like as you say, he was like kind of better as you were a sorcerer. He kind of the know-it-all older brother. I like it was kind of hard to surprise him, and he was very much if you came up to him with a bit of information, he knew it already.
yeah.
I imagine this is kind of a moment of what, like he is shocked beyond all fucking levels. One, you having Sassis. Two, you coming in.
There's a part of me that is extremely happy by this.
Sassis. And you see I'll kind of bend down. The doors. I've returned. Evidently. And he turns to the Master of Paper. I think we probably should call these talks today. I suspect I'm going to have a conversation elsewhere. In turn to you, have you got a establishment you're staying at in town?
We've just arrived, but I'm sure we can sort something.
Right. We probably should. I just need to. Again, like speechless. And kind of straightens his back. Yes, we need to have a conversation. I'll get my notes together from here. If you could take either. Where's your gods, out of curiosity?
I imagine just give a location of where we used to live. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I left them there. When I pull out the pocket watch, about 75 years ago.
I imagine
They might still be there.
I imagine your brother, and you left him alone on his own devices.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
And there's a moment of true worry on his face. Okay. I imagine Father would be happy with that.
That would make a change.
Why do
Doesn't
I
this-
feel tense?
He doesn't disagree with you at that moment. Right, yes. Let me count my papers. I'll send Sassis with you. I mean, she, has obviously been traveling with you. Get words back to me with establishment. Make sure it's of our caliber, if you could. Yeah. It's just a moment. She just pauses and says, "Yeah, yeah." He wanders off.
I'll sort of remain composed until he's fully out of view, and then I'll give him a couple more minutes. Like, oh my god.
And I believe that went better than originally expected, at least.
I managed to maintain my composure.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm very proud of you, Oberon, and I should
He's
definitely
completely
thank you for
breathless.
Zoy's is like wringing his hands. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I will say it's probably very similar to how you first met Oberon. Abraham is how he looked. I imagine they probably looked quite close in, like, kind of just facial features and such.
Yeah.
Obviously, without the lititude of scars that Oberon now has. And probably like I imagine Oberon was probably a bit more muscly back in the day, just from like work and such. He's a lot more slender as a frame. He's just a sorcerer, and that's kind of how he fights.
Okay. Yeah. It's rather, yeah, I should definitely be buying you a drink after this, so don't worry. I think that will help with your nerves slightly. And what does it mean by he wants to get you to a reasonable establishment? Does that mean we're going to have to spend
Oh, he's just been a bellend about us being royalty.
George, why are you crying?
It's just how blasé he says that. It's the thing. Who cares? Is the Kingdom Shadow guy still in here?
Yeah, he's probably just drinking a corner.
Yeah, that's what going. Like, how's it going? And I'll like,
But all right,
I'll like
it's
catch up with him.
I can't imagine this guy's got any hostile intents against you. I can't imagine that he wasn't a disabled, like, disagreeable person back in the day. He's like, hey, it's going all right. It's nice to meet you. Sorry for the surprise. Just not expecting to see you walk through the door. It's been fucking ages.
Trust me, I wasn't expecting him to be in this plane.
Yeah. I don't know how much he wants me to say about the whole situation, but
Oh, I'm sure I'll be able to pry it out of him at some point. Probably best I get it from him.
yeah, I'll probably charge you for it.
Well, there's that, and you know, fucking Fey royals, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Well, I can get you a discount around town if you want.
That would be very welcome.
Yeah, I'll get it communicated. If you go to the front desk, I think it's Alice can get you a letter. Present that. You get a just 20% discount on the rooms.
Oh, you're a savior.
Hey, you did me some favors back in the day. You know, it was hard getting some of the money out of those people.
Yeah. I'm like side-eyeing the other two. Like, yeah.
Zoy's is like,
What did you do?
Well, he was a nutcracker of the city.
nicely. I asked nicely.
Oh, okay.
You see Abraham just...
I don't know
Abraham-
why I'm lying to you. They've watched me decapitate a man.
Yeah, we did.
Abraham just understands. He's just not going to ask. Some things are better left unsaid.
Speaking of though, I don't suppose you have any up-to-date information about what the Kingdom Shadow's up to, and if they're still trying to get me.
Get you.
Hmm?
They're scared of you.
Excellent.
They have. From everything I have been told up to date is, after Amaran, they've been watching you just to see what the fuck you're doing because they're terrified that you're going to start breaking their plans. I mean, did you heard about Orlais, right?
That's Orlais. Is that the coastal town?
It was this one.
The one we went to with the curse remover
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
You talked to them. They gave you information about the ones who went to Amaran. You heard about what happened to them, right?
No.
Templars got them. They're all dead.
Ooh.
They've apparently had moles in the fucking organization. They're cracking down and
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. Probably on both sides, I'd wager, because you know what? Do you know what happened in Amaran?
yeah, the fucking splinter cell that decided to rebel.
The one that decided to summon an evil god.
Yeah,
The one that
You just-
sacrificed my
you see-
wife and mutilated my child.
You just see Abraham tap the bone saw.
I will say the sentiment I've been getting from the rest of the Kingdom Shadow is what the fuck, what the hell was going on there?
Wow,
But
that's
yeah.
all well and good, but you know, as long as they stay out of my way, I'll stay out of theirs.
Yes, and as I say, they are not hunting you down. They are avoiding you. If they see you on the street, they are going into hiding. If
It makes me happy to know I have that effect on them.
I mean, their main asset is secrecy. If they start fighting with you, they lose that. And as I say, the Templars are getting really strict with their crackdowns in Boltania on that kind of thing. I'm glad I'm out of the business. I've heard ways they've been hunting us down there. It's not good.
Well, while you are here, I do have a question for you, good man.
Yeah, of course.
Is there anyone here that you know would possibly be able to fix a heart?
Aha. You see him kind of wander over to his bookshelves. I imagine this guy's got like a litany of books around, and in every fucking variety. And less novels, more like notes / contacts. I think I've got something for you. It's an old thing. They contacted me a while back to see if they can get some information on. Well, wouldn't you like to know? But they told me that they can offer healing, like to a high level. It's a tribe, druids. They're quite close to here actually. The woods slightly north. They might have it. He kind of gives you the piece of paper with it on it.
Oh.
Consider this a favor. You know, from friend to friend.
Do you know what? Abraham will take that at complete face value and shake his hand and appreciate
I think
that.
Auberon steps in, it's like, come now, I couldn't let you do that. I hand him 20 gold.
You see him snap. sorry, you know, it's all part of the game. But yeah, enjoy yourself around the town. It's a beautiful city. I love it around here. It's a lot less stressful. It's protected by the Northern Alliance, and apparently they quite like my information.
I imagine they do.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure to see you again.
indeed.
Like, offer him a hand.
he would take it back. Like there was genuine no hostility to him. Like he genuinely, you think he likes you.
What a nice guy.
Yep, this guy left the shadow before the ship went down, so as far as I'm concerned, he's cool.
He's a chill dude. I am going to the lure.
Yeah. Remember to talk to Alice. Okay, I need to have a talk with someone else. Well, in about 15 minutes, but I still need to get ready for it. I kind of expected this meeting to go on with your brother a bit longer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay, it happened.
And I think on that, I will go to head out.
Yeah. Joyce is just going to the toilet, so Auburn, not Auburn, Abraham, you following?
Yeah, I'll be following. Can I do a perception check to see if anyone's following us?
Yeah, sure.
I have to roll with disadvantage as well, don't I?
Yeah, to check.
I will help.
Oh, god damn it.
Perfect.
One's on that 20 as well.
Oh no.
Well, Auburn, you said you were helping him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'll help.
Oh, so do I take the nat 20 then?
If it was the first one, yeah.
It was the first roll, yeah. Either way, it wasn't a bad roll. Either way, I did quite well.
Good rolls.
So that'll be the 27 with the nat 20.
No, there was no one following you.
Perfect.
Oh, at least you can see. If there is, this guy's a fucking hidden motherfucker.
Sneaky. Before we go, I will follow up with Alice.
Oh, hi. Yes.
Hello. I'm
letter?
told we can. Yes, that's the one. Perfect.
You see her open her drawer, and you see there's a couple of them. Like, you think she's got bored of having to write them up every time, so she just made a bunch of bulk.
I like the efficiency.
She gives it to you. Yeah, that should be good around town. It's not waterproof, just as a warning.
I put a magical tinkering enchantment on it. Now it is.
Of course, we have been looking into ways to make it waterproof. It's going to cost a lot of money. As you're leaving, do you look in any of the side rooms?
If they're open, I'll probably have a look.
Yeah, they're not like they're probably a bit more like it's not so they're like fully open or closed. They are slightly open. You do see that like in the side rooms, there's like probably about 30 desks each, and each desk has a guy working it, just kind of like doing the posters and like all the flyers and such. Some of the other room probably would see them like literally making paper, just by like mulching trees and such. And it does seem to be a kind of a strict atmosphere in those rooms. You know, it seems like it's been very, very being ordered around just to make sure they're perfect.
I think I find this very interesting. The most similar thing to what I do that I've seen.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Oh, right, shall we find somewhere to stay? I'm getting a bit shaky after sort of settling down from the adrenaline, I think. With that conversation.
Yeah, very understand. Very understand.
And I'm glad to hear there's actually someone who can heal you. That's a fucking miracle.
That sounds delightful, just depending on the cost.
I mean, would I know much about druids?
They don't
No.
I would assume they're like more nomadic and don't really care about money.
Correct. So
My
which
assumption
one?
Yeah,
would be that they're going to get us to do something.
Yes, that's the exact what I was thinking. What are they going to make us do?
Maybe they want us to fix the volcano. Let's remain positive.
Yeah. Do you go look around town for a tavern?
Unless anyone else has their say, I'm gonna find not the worst, but like just above.
Abraham will say as long as there's no insects in the beds, then I'm okay with it. But if there's insects in the beds, I will not be sleeping in it, and I should be sleeping on a tent on the roof.
Basically, I want to find somewhere that's going to.
I imagine as you're wandering around, as I say, Tassie's just coming with you just so she can relay the information back. You would find stuff of that variety. You know, not like as you say, not the worst, not literally like rotting, but there are there's places that are survivable. You've been staying in them on the road, but it's not as though they are high class or elegant.
We're looking for a place of the people, you know.
And I think you'd probably find a place in this kind of area called the Iron Anvil.
The Iron Anvil.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine Sassis probably looks up at it, or it looks through it. Are you sure, my lord?
Absolutely. It's no worse than anywhere else we've stayed.
I'll hesitate for a moment. I'll relay it back. She gives like a not an eye roll, but a kind of like look to the side like, oh no. I'll be right back, sirs.
What was the city called?
Sorry, I need to get up my notes. I've not actually got them. It's that's it. 4.
What's her?
4. I'll put it in the general chat.
Well, I guess OR.
No, PHORE. I imagine as you go in, you probably do you ask for multiple rooms? What's the situation there?
I'm happy to share, but up to the other guys. I don't mind.
I imagine you would see a gnome and Arakruka couple behind the counter. Very much seems to kind of be more of like a kind of family kind of tavern.
Mm.
Would you like some food?
I look at the other two. You guys hungry?
Oh,
Yes,
wait,
they would
one
love some
second.
food.
Ooh.
Awesome. I suppose you're not wanting to eat the Arakroka meals of the day. The gnome gives a side eye to the fucking Arakroka behind her.
No, but I am intrigued.
It's a medley of both. It's seeds. He likes seeds.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
You get sick of eating walnuts every day, so I started cooking other things. I can do toasties.
Ooh. A
Abraham-
round of toasties.
Abraham just like what's a toasty?
And toasty, it's well, I think you like it, big boy. This is a gnome. He's looking up at Goliath. It's probably a size disparity there. Yeah, I'll make you some. I think you'd like it.
Well, I should try one of these.
Say again?
I should try one of these toasties.
He goes out back, comes out, and you do notice it is multi-seeded bread. It's ham and cheese, just kind of a basic ham and cheese toasted.
How much for this in the room?
I'll do a silver.
The silver, I'm gonna give him a whole gold piece as a tip, like the rest.
Oh, well, thank you.
Excellent service.
We do try. It's, you know, we don't offer the best establishment, but we think that we can fill it up with love and joy. I imagine by this time your brother would be getting into the inn and would be distinctly trying to avoid like touching the tables and the chairs. Yeah. Yes. Hello, Aubrey. His composure seems to be a bit better. You think he's tired to put himself together.
It's become my goal to stop that from happening.
Should we go find a private room to discuss?
Care to join us for a toasty first, brother?
It looks down at it. I'm good, actually. I ate earlier.
Abram's like tucking into this toaster like it's one of the nicest things he's ever had.
Suit yourself.
Abraham's used to eating dry rations and meat. He's never had a toaster or anything like it before. It's a taste sensation, rocking his nation.
Yeah, I think Aubrey
Well,
will, like, he'll take another minute or so. He'll make him wait a little bit to finish his food.
yeah, but as I say, he's not sitting down, so he's kind of just patiently waiting.
Awkwardly standing there.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm back.
that was delicious.
That was utterly delicious, yeah.
You're eating a toasty.
Huh?
That's what you're doing RP-wise. You're eating a toasty at the second.
Delicious.
It's ham and cheese, multi-seeded bread.
Zoi's actually doesn't like multi-seeded.
Oh.
Don't be such a picky eater, Zois.
Zoi's like, no, I don't want it.
Fine, well, Abraham can have it then.
No! And just start eating it.
You look at Abraham's hand just come over and clasp onto yours. Aye.
I'm not happy about this.
Meanwhile, my brother is stood behind us.
I do. Okay.
I'm like, well then, now that we've eaten.
I like to imagine Sassis, like, kind of whispers to your brother. And I imagine, like, you guys have got decent wisdom, if I'm not correctly, perception between you.
Mhm.
This passively. This is what I was talking about.
You two are so prude. Enjoy yourselves. Yes, I know there's bad things happening, but if you don't make
Yes.
the most,
Yes, my lord, Sam.
Aubrey
Tried to.
will just stare at her. Like, sound it out. Aubrey.
My lord, Oberon.
Just look down at Zoe. Not helping.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, Auburn.
Anyway, I'll look at the barkeep. Which rooms are ours?
Oh, upstairs, on the first one on the right. Yeah, you're welcome.
I will lead the way.
Wave. You think? So does the aggro wants to, but you suspect he's worried about his wings. You are led upstairs. It's quite a cozy room. It's like 3 beds. We suspect one of them might be a child bed.
A family room.
Let in. Alferos kind of stands to one corner, like looks to the window, looks out for a second just to see what's going on. I imagine closes his curtains, just in case.
I will cast detect magic as a sort of show that I am taking it seriously. Just to check the room.
He will like point at Volred. He goes, "Stand outside, please. Make sure no one comes in." Sassis, you can stay here just in case. And you suspect that just in case is, just in case like someone gets in or something like that, or you're not necessarily sure what's going to go happen here.
I can only imagine the stories that have been told of Oberon in the last few years.
Only good things, obviously.
I'm sure.
And as the guards come to take their positions and such, I imagine he like looks at like a chair in the room and sits down it very cautiously. So, Oberon, what brings you to this area?
Well, I have this tidbit of information that the Crown Prince of the Fey Realm of Authority or Order was it Authority or Order? I forget.
Order.
It was Order. The Fey Realm of Order has been exiled, and it piqued my interest.
He does give a slight look at like Sassis, and kind of.
And not to mention that said Crown Prince abandoned one of his guard in slave fighting pits.
That does look slightly confused. Fighting. I was just told. Right. I mean, what you say is true. I have been exiled from the lands. Father and I disagreed on a topic, and I've decided to create my own lands in this world. Take over my own little section of the material plane. I felt it's about time I stood out on my own. Yeah. I take my guards with me because they decided that they wanted to join me.
Now you've suspiciously avoided the topic of what you disagreed on.
But far, you think he's being careful around his words, like very, very distinctly being careful around his words. I wanted Father to expand the realm more. Yeah, stick with that. We wanted Father to expand the realm, and we obviously are creatures of the Fae. We should be expanding our realm, expanding our influence. What's your passive insight?
14.
There is a sense through this. He's very good at maintaining what he's very much a sorcerer, but very good at asserting a charisma of will. You don't think he's said a word of truth?
I think at this point I'm going to throw down the gauntlet. We are... Come now, brother. We are very involved in the goings-on of this world at the moment. There is no way that you getting exiled at this exact time is a coincidence. I'm not your enemy, unless you are doing something very, very silly. And like, there's a very poorly hidden threat there.
I'd say it takes about 5 minutes to respond. It's like an awkward silence where he's just sitting there staring at you, staring at his asses. Like you think he is pondering something big. I wasn't exiled. Father has asked me to do this.
Okay. I'm going to roll a stealth check real quick as I'm putting my hand like down my back on my gun. just a thing I'm doing.
Don't worry about it.
Is that 13?
Yes.
You think he clocks it, just going off of, like, you think he notices your hand moving.
And what is this task?
There's going to be more exiles. I've not been exiled, but he gave me a task to just find a land for our people to live in. I do not know more of the details. I've just been told we need to find a safe place for them to live. They cannot live in the Order realm anymore. And there's going to be more and more. He seemed worried. I don't understand it personally. You can't tell anyone. We need to know it. We need to keep it under this exile thing, because if the Alpha Lords find out that we are doing something like this, they could try going for an expansion or something. It's what he told me.
And where is Altania during all this?
She's staying in the city. She's working on something. Father gave her orders. She's working on something big, like huge infrastructure projects.
She's. Can I interject?
I'm not stopping
I mean,
you.
you can interject. That's what interjecting is. It's stopping.
Well, hold on. I don't know if I'm following correctly. So, everyone's leaving. They've sent him out to find somewhere to settle.
Yeah.
So why would they be doing infrastructure work?
I do not know. Seriously, yeah, I don't know if you've met our father. I do not.
I shake my head.
You do not disagree with father's perspective if you want to. Well, not be miserable.
Live.
I am just trying to help where I can. I've been told that it's best if we create this realm, just somewhere for people to be safe. And everywhere else I have looked has been actual hell, so I've decided to come to this corner of the continent. The transport's gonna be a headache, but I was thinking maybe sailing. I'm not sure, but this is still. As I say, I've been told I need to create a sanctuary for these people.
I'm going to speak plainly with you here. I'll take my hand off my gun now. I have no ill will towards you. Or any of our siblings, really. That was all his doing. He made us grow up against each other. You know my opinions on that, man. I'm unlikely to.
I'm fully aware.
Unlikely to trust him. I need to know why he has my daughter.
Right. Stasis, how much have you told him about the developments of the realm? I imagine Stasis would respond to the negative. The land clock. You know it, yes? The clock that makes our realm operate.
Yeah.
It's misaligned. It's out of time. It happened probably about 2 months back. Maybe a bit longer. I've lost track of time, really. And it was not that noticeable at first. Father was complaining. He was trying to get it back in line. But it started becoming minutes out of time, even hours. It was hard to start operating anything off of it. Our technologies, our things all operated on the concept of that clock being there. It was starting to break everything.
Is this 2 months
And-
playtime or 2 months material playtime?
With 2 months material time.
I sort of look towards the other two. What was happening 2 months ago?
When were we in the cave?
Where were we 2 months ago?
I think you guys were just heading towards, just leaving Polchania. I think.
Okay. So, you know, the time we discovered the Deus Vault.
Oh.
And Father looked around everywhere, trying to work out everything. It's the most I've ever seen him out of the palace. And he thinks it's to do with your daughter. The runes, there's something on her. He thinks that's messing with all of the land. He's not harmed her. The rest of the siblings, we've not talked to in ages, but we've made sure that if he was doing anything to her, we would stand up against him. But all he's doing is just researching her. Like,
I think
checking this-
him saying that they said that they would stand up against him, everyone can see that Auburn is genuinely shocked that they said that.
well, to be fair, me and Anea. Sumai, well, it was being Sumai. You sent a little sigh out of him for we're talking about that, brother.
Even then, that's still shocking that they said they would stand against him.
I still agree with Father about most points. I still agree what he did to you. And so I say that with no offense.
I don't disagree that he's a good ruler, but he's a terrible father.
But I don't. Your daughter is family to us still, and in any regard, if she's being harmed, you could step in. And we checked. She's not. She's literally just being checked. I think he's facetiously just categorizing the runes there as on her body. And I think he's doing stuff to prevent any further stuff. I'm not sure. He's not giving us any information else on what's happening. He's just seeing how to help her from what we know. I'm sorry. I wish I had more information on it.
Well, you've given me no reason to not trust you here. I've always been very frank. And honestly, it's a nice change of pace.
Well, I will say one thing that's kind of nice about this realm. Not every word has, I have to protect it with every single bit of my life.
Yeah. Can't
Dealing
accidentally
with the
imagine a being into existence as well. That's pretty fun.
Ugh.
So it's kind of look at you guys like, huh?
This is probably the first time he's talked to you, frankly, as you two. Like, I imagine he's very much been directing most of his questions towards Oberon. The Fey realm, dealing with the Fey Lords, it's stuff. Words are way more heavy in that realm. You can give away so much if you say something wrong. And I've been spending my time in courts of other lords. And good lord, just. Just,
It's like, I tend to imagine your pact, but every time you speak to someone, that could happen.
Okay, I'm with you.
I like to imagine it's why you and your brother have quite decent charisma. It's not the fucking sorcerer thing. It's just
Yeah, it's just the fact we have to talk around everything. Why I'm no good at it anymore.
It's our practice.
I think with him telling us all of that, I sort of look to the other two, and bear with us 1 second, and I'll sort of pull him into the corner. I'm happy to divulge some of what's going on. I'd like to keep the eye secret, but I think the Deus Vult you mentioned might be important.
Yeah,
So
I imagine it's kind of weird that he's not mentioning your eye, but I think he suspects it's just injuries you've taken over the time.
I mean, I look fucking battered.
Yeah,
I got a
I
massive
like to.
burn on one side of my head, the eye, scars everywhere.
I like to imagine even when you were in the Fey realm, you kept getting to like scuffles and such, so he doesn't just expect it from you. Also, just your guard training you. He probably looks a bit fucked up as well. But you divide it. What do you divulge? Just confirm.
Oh, I'm asking these two if they think that's okay.
Of course, I do not mind. Such
Zois
as-
will look at you and just say, "I trust your judgment."
I don't want anything incriminating to make it back to him. Because
a rose hold the
it
narrative.
could get worse. It doesn't seem like he's gone truly mad because he's still looking after his people. Yeah, if they're both happy to, I think we'll sort of explain the Deus Vult that we found it at about that time when the clock stopped.
Yep.
How
I was just trying to describe
Orpheira ended up that way, the afterlife stuff, and how we may or may not be wanted criminals in Polchania.
Interestingly, most of what he says is not shocking him. But Deus Vult gives him a critical eye. But he's very much. I probably think the one thing he would say is, "You're fucking around with the material gods."
This was not on purpose.
I mean, that's one thing I remember Father trying to avoid us against if we were ever touching anything. I mean, it sounds like you're on a heavy path as well.
Where are the exiles, so to speak, staying at the moment?
Oda, I was saying, I knew that the lands south of there was dangerous, and I knew Polchania was a thing, like from just what scouting my god that Volred had done. He had done some scouting a month prior to us getting into the realm. I wanted to make sure we had something settled. I think they're literally just living in the woods of Urda.
Okay, I would. Don't know if the spiders made it that far up, but just be aware that there are some ancient evils living
amongst
below
us.
them.
Yeah, I'm gathering that. I could have sworn the material realm was supposed to be kind of peaceful.
Oh, it is far from.
Yeah. Well,
The only peace you'd get here is suddenly once you're lying in the ground.
it might shock you to say, but it is nice to see you again, Oberon. I know that there's difficulties, but to be honest, seeing anyone who's family on this side of the world is really just makes me feel a bit better.
Yes, this wasn't an unwelcome meeting. And Oberon, I think seeing him acting awkward is going to go in for a hug.
Whoa!
Imagine your brother's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And probably would return it. I think he would take a couple of moments, but he would put his hand to the back and go for the most awkward hug in fucking world.
Oh my god. Zois is going to try and join.
So it's like, oh, we're hugging. Oh my god.
I think he would step away if Zoe starts trying to touch him. I've seen your hands. No.
A wise choice.
I've seen your hands just now.
There is so much I can tolerate.
Understandable. Do not fear, the Glyph will not intervene. Enjoy your hug.
Well,
That'll be
it's given me a lot to think about.
Indeed. I think for now we're going to be looking for a local druid tribe to heal my friend here who's having some heart problems, but we'll likely be in the town for a little bit longer should you need us.
Of course, I do plan to stay for at least a couple more weeks. We've got a tract of land, surprisingly quite vacant. He told me a pair of goblins used to live there, a goblin tribe used to live there, but he told me that it's now vacant to live into now. So that should be good to for a good tract of land, I'm hoping.
That's very interesting.
Well,
I was expecting more of a response from that. Okay.
I'm waiting for Zois's response, to be honest.
Yeah.
then.
Soaking it all in, baby.
We'll get there when we get there. There's a lot of stuff. One last thing I think of. When I was arrested by Polchana, I may or may not have made quite a fuss about being a Fey Prince. So there's a good chance that Polchania won't be friendly with Fey creatures.
Well,
But
that's...
they likely wouldn't have been anyway.
I'm hoping to avoid Polchania. When we're traveling over, I've been trying to secure cargo ships to try for sailing around Sifax. I'm hoping that goes well, but with this Ashen Clouds being a recent development, I kind of have to debate that as a decision.
Yes, that's quite the problem at the moment. I shan't hold you any longer. It's been a pleasure, brother.
Been a pleasure. Like, you think he goes to want to give a handshake to, like, he gets one with you, Oberon, like a professional, like, formal handshake. And you think he gives a look at you, Zoy's, and gives you Abraham. And he kind of, you think he's like tries to put his hand out, and it was a pleasure meeting you two, and leaves.
Oh.
It was a pleasure meeting you as well. Well, Auburn, I think that went swimmingly.
Oh, yeah, that's alright. It's okay. Glad to know all favor is safe for now.
Good to know your daughter is still in capable hands for now.
Very concerning to know that the world clock is misaligned. That's, I don't know if you... yeah. How much do you know about Archfey?
Yes.
Okay. I think I could safely compare them to your gods.
Ah.
Just, I'm very slowly, like, unraveling this for you here, and I realize I should just dump it all in one, but these things pop up in my brain one at a time. Just so you know. Kind of a weird belief system in the Fae, where if you believe someone's strong, they are strong. And because Order was strong, he's the Archfey of Order, so he gets extra power, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're very much tied into concepts, essentially.
Kind of similar to 40k orcs.
So, in theory, he will be weaker now that the world clock is misaligned, because Order will seem more chaotic. Which is likely why he's removing people from our domain. Probably can't protect them as well anymore.
This is not a good business.
But we found some other stuff as well. We found some druids, and we don't know if you actually heard that, Zois. He seems to be staying where the tribes died. The other tribes.
No, I didn't hear that. That's probably why I didn't react.
How can
Yeah.
you explain it? We
He was
can-
saying there was a vacant plot of land, site to the east, where apparently some goblin tribes were.
He always doesn't like that.
we can definitely look into that.
Good. So he doesn't know what to feel.
Oberon flops onto the bed. Just
I
melts.
think that's probably a pretty good place to call it. It's just hit past 1.
Wow, that was quick.
Good. That was very good. It was nice seeing Auburn's very squeamish. Ooh.
Oh man, that was good. That was good.
When's the next session?
Tune in
Yeah.
next, see what
Here's
Daddy Auburn
the
looks
question. The next session is on the 21st of April.
like.
Woohoo!
2 weeks time. Same
Be
time,
there,
same,
be
same,
square
same
in
time, same place. Deus Vault.
Whoop, whoop.
Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Ah.